How to become a certified speaking professional. By the end of this video, you'll know better as to how you can become a CSP as recognized by the National Speakers Association. That is a certified speaking professional. And I'll tell you why you want to get it. What do meeting planners look for in a speaker? Well, they're looking for professionalism, they're looking for somebody that's interesting, and a lot of the time they're looking for a CSP, a certified speaking professional. I'm glad you've joined me here so that we can talk through how you can earn this as well. In this video, I'm going to share some of the do's and the don'ts of how to get your CSP. Now, I've been a judge for years of people that submit their videos, so I'm going to tell you some of the tricks of doing that as well. This is a professional and internationally recognized designation, and only 17% of NSA, National Speakers Association members, actually ever earn the CSP. 17%. You could be one of them. Let's dive in as to how you can do that. So I received my CSP in 2014, and I was so excited to get it because it legitimized my speaking career efforts. Up until that point, I was known as an entertainer in Las Vegas and for corporate events. But when I finally really worked hard at getting a lot of speaking events, when I got the CSP, meeting planners started to recognize that because it's pretty darn cool when you can put those letters behind your name, CSP. I have no other letters. I've not graduated from college or anything like that. So to have CSP was a big thing for my career. In 2014, when I got this, I had a ceremony and everything through the Influence Conference, which is the NSA annual conference in the summertime. It was a great experience. Class of many of us that had a great time, and we still talk about it to this day. So what I'd like you to do while you're watching this video, if you are on a laptop or a place where you could actually open another browser, it would be helpful for you to at least check out nsaspeaker.org/CSP. So go to nsaspeaker.org/CSP, and I'd like you to follow along at least as to how you can get your CSP. It outlines it all there, but I'm just going to do a quick summary here so that you can see some of the do's and don'ts of this process. So go check out that page for sure. I want you to notice first that submissions open in September of the year prior to receiving the CSP. And so you have to wait until September for that to open, depending on what time of the year you're watching this. And then what happens is everything that's submitted actually gets to start going into the system in January. So you have to have it all submitted by January. Now here's the thing, you're gonna receive your CSP because for sure you're gonna submit and you're gonna get it, but you're gonna receive it in July or August of that summer meeting, which is the Influence NSA National Speakers Association Conference. You're going to find out many months prior whether you got the CSP or not. So you have plenty of time to plan and get ready for this big ceremony. It's going to be awesome. One of the things a lot of speakers fail to do or recognize is that they need to attend some NSA speaker events, and they have to do that within the last decade. So if you haven't been attending, you need to start doing that right now. Sign up for your next NSA event. And now I need you to download a couple of workbooks, and you just have to download one at a time. If you're not willing to download these and read them as well, you're going to miss out on some really important pieces that I don't have time to share in this quick video. So please make sure to download the following. How to earn your CSP. It's right there on that page. Most common mistakes. Go check that one out as well. And then the applicant checklist. This one's probably the most important. All of them are essential, but the applicant checklist gives you exactly line by line what you need. Let me just give a word of warning. I have friends that have applied for CSP, and for whatever reason, they felt that it would be easier to submit a way that was easier for them. And unfortunately, because of the way that this is lined out and the way that the judges view it, this even stopped them at the very first step to getting to the next step because they weren't submitting it properly. So make sure that you do these and take it serious. So like I said earlier, all documents and everything is submitted by early January. Make sure to get it in by January of the year you are submitting for. Fill out and submit the CSP application interest form, and make sure to do that in January or before because it's so important to get that ready so that you can submit it just in time. Now that's under step 1, and once you've submitted that, step 2 is where the staff of NSA comes in, and they're going to actually reach out to you. So even just getting past step 1 is a great accomplishment. Good job when you get to that point. And then payment in full is actually due at this time. So it's $350 $1,000 if you're a member of the NSA, and it's actually $950 if you're not a member. So you probably want to sign up for NSA if you're not a member yet. And in step 3, you'll see on the website that there's a video you can watch for the upcoming year. They make a new one every single year because the application process changes just a little bit. So once again, make sure you're on nsaspeaker.org/CSP. Watch the video under step 3. This will take you through a lot of details that are very important. So you're going to be required to submit a whole lot of documentation. You have to take this so seriously. So I'm going to go line by line through what you need to make sure to submit. Here we go. Presentation, salary, spreadsheet. Make sure that this is clean and everyone can decipher exactly what you've got in there for all of your earnings as a speaker. Event attendance confirmation. You have to prove that you've been to some of these NSA events and the other events that are required on the application. Video submission. Now, as somebody who's judged a lot of videos, I'll tell you more in just a little bit about some of the tricks about this, but be sure with your video to make it so that it is a clean, unedited, raw video. That's the most important part. They don't want a sizzle reel. They don't want your promo video. They want a full-length video from start to end. So make sure you submit that type of video. Speaking business income model description. So now this is the different types of ways that you actually earn a living and make money as a speaker, right? So whether it's keynoting or workshops, coaching, and some of these other things that you can do with masterminds and such, there are different ways to make the CSP designation possible for a lot of variations of speakers. Completion of CSP application coursework. So like I said, you need to make sure to download all of those PDFs because if you don't, you're missing out on some very important coursework. Confirmation and signature. There's a CSP oath that you actually have to sign and take and commit to because the CSP is the highest level of speaking and it's something that we honor across the board if we are a CSP. And then you need to also get an employer letter of verification. So if you work for a company and they send you out to go speak, you need verification that that's for real. That's very important. I've seen some speakers that have done all of these things properly except for that one small thing and then it doesn't count. So they have to submit again in the future. So you don't want to miss any of these. So let me give you a word of warning about the video. Like I said, you want to submit a video that's the full length of your presentation. Some years they've said 45 minutes, some years up to 60 minutes that they need for you to submit that type of video. Depending on what it is, make sure that you're not submitting a promo or sizzle reel like I said before, but also make sure that the first 5 minutes are incredible. Here's why. I've probably now watched over 50 videos that have been submitted through the years since I've been a CSP and considered a judge. And I'm honored to be asked to judge because I really enjoy that process. It's fun to see speakers I've never heard of and others that I have, and to see the level of CSP and why it matters. I have had people not pass, and I have had most people do pass, but the thing about the first 5 minutes is that as a busy guy, I can honestly say, watching the first 5 minutes, I can actually tell in about the first minute if I think somebody's a CSP type speaker, just by watching their video. And then I go back and confirm watching and looking at some of their materials online and elsewhere. So with your video, make sure that you're nailing it in the first minute, the first 5 minutes especially. And there's only been probably once or twice ever out of all the videos I've watched, of all the submissions, that I decided in the first minute or two, I was like, I don't know if this person has what it takes to be a CSP. And by the end of the video, they had won me over and I thought, this one passes, no question. But a majority of the speakers, you can tell right away if they're a CSP level speaker. So just make sure the first few minutes you nail it, and then you continue to nail it because that's just how good you are anyway. So happy submitting of your video. So maybe you're looking at your submission and all of the different things that you're looking at and going, oh man, I don't even have enough gigs or events or income that I've made through all of my years of speaking. I don't even know if I qualify as a CSP. That's okay, that happens to a lot of people. And all that really means is that you just need to set new goals to get a few more events. And really, you can do it. There's no question. If you're already at this point where you're looking at CSP, it's just a matter of going out and getting a few more events. And so on this channel, what's cool about what I've created through this video, and I appreciate you watching it, I've also created some other videos to help you get to the point where you can be a CSP speaker. I hope that you'll jot this down and go find these videos on this channel because I made them specifically for for you to succeed, such as, type this one in, such as, how do I become a professional speaker? If you'll go check out that video, I give so many ideas as to how you can ramp up your career even if you're already making money as a speaker. This gives you some ideas as to how to get some extra gigs. You could also check out a video called How Much to Charge for Speaker Fees. So because you have to meet a certain level of money that you've collected for being a speaker, you need to know how much to charge. Maybe you're not charging enough. I teach in that video exactly how much you should charge. And then also check out a video called How to Become a Speaker at Events. If you type in that exact title, you'll see way cool ideas as to how you can get more events for yourself and get even closer to qualifying for the CSP. And here's another thing, if you're interested, I'm always doing workshops, retreats, webinars, and offering advice to speakers. I love to help out if I can, and I would love to take you on this journey as well. I know you can do it. You've got what it takes. You've already been doing so many great things. It's time to get your CSP. Let me help you if I can. You can just go to jasonhewlett.com and let's connect. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I'm excited to celebrate you at the next Influence getting your CSP.